Hey guys, welcome to another episode of 5 Question Friday, my favorite episode of the week where you guys ask questions, I answer them. We missed out on 5 Question Friday last week because myself, Wykie, Cody, we were all flying home from South Africa, but we're back. Jet lag is mostly gone and we're into it. Let's get into the questions. First one, Peter from Germany asks, we need more members. What marketing should we do? And I loved this question when it came through. I loved it so much. I'm going to answer it today, but I've also written an article about it that's going to come out Monday. And the answer, Peter, what marketing should you do is probably none. None at all. This is the most common question we get asked is, I need more members. What marketing should we do? And the problem is the question is probably wrong. When you say you need more members, that's what you want, right? When you then say, what marketing should we do? Marketing's not the only way to get members. It's not even the best way to get members. And let me explain why. I'm going to give you an example of 2 different boxes. And this is from the article, but definitely check out the full article on Monday. Box number 1 has great marketing, right? Amazing marketing. They're on fire, but they have shitty systems, right? So let's say they put out an ad and that ad is awesome. It's fire. They get 200 leads from that ad. Beautiful. But the Facebook ad is great, but when it takes them to the website isn't so good. It takes them to a generic page. It doesn't take them to a landing page. And then the landing page it does take them to is kind of hard to fill out, or it's complicated, or it's just not ideal. So the conversion rate is only 15% off the 200. Now, that leaves them with 30 inquiries, right? Either inquiries through the website, through phone, or through email for that month or that campaign, however you want to measure it. Now you might be thinking 30 inquiries, that's awesome. It is, but it's not 200. But let's keep going. Now the marketing has done its job. Now it's all about the systems, right? The marketing got you the 200 leads, but now the systems might let you down. So you've got 30 inquiries, but you don't have the systems to manage those inquiries properly. You're not answering every single call. The calls you do answer, you're not answering with enthusiasm. You don't have some sort of phone script that makes sure that every call turns into an intro booking. The emails aren't getting answered on time, and when they are, again, there's no script that is designed specifically to turn those email inquiries into an intro. So your conversion rate, and by the way, this is the average point-to-point conversion rate for most boxes around the world. This isn't even particularly bad, but your conversion rate is 40%. So that takes our 30 and that leaves us with 12. So now we have 12 in an intro class, and you're probably still saying, Ty, 12 in an intro class in a week, I'll take that every day of the week. Cool. But because you don't have the systems, the intro class is just them jumping into a normal class. So they feel overwhelmed and out of place. Or it's a separate intro class, but you're teaching it like a CrossFit class. You're teaching it just the same as you teach everyone else. You're going through a bunch of movements, and it's not specifically built for that new person. It's not specifically built to make them feel confident and comfortable and move them on to the next stage, which is the on-ramp. So your conversion rate is, again, the average conversion rate for an average box, 40%. So now, out of those 12, we have 5 have moved on to the on-ramp. And again, you might be thinking, cool, 5 in an on-ramp, no worries, that's all good. But this on-ramp is super detailed, too detailed. It goes for 4 weeks or 6 weeks. You go through every movement imaginable. You really focus on the ollie lifting stuff. And this is overwhelming. This isn't what a new person wants, right? There's no way they're remembering all of this. They feel overwhelmed. You teach them the snatch and they just go, what the hell is this? You teach them the push jerk or the split jerk and their brains explode, blood comes out their ears, they feel stupid. Again, you've not had a system to design the on-ramp specifically for these people. You're trying to create CrossFitters, not trying to create people who will just sign up so that you can coach them forever and ever and ever. So again, your on-ramp conversion is 40%, the industry average, unfortunately. So now, out of that 40%, you've got 2 of them to sit down at the sign up, right? You sit down, you go through the process, and or even worse, actually, you let them go home at the end of the on-ramp. That's the worst, right? They go home and they feel, yeah, I think I might do this. And then tomorrow they wake up and they're sore as hell and they think, no way, I don't want to do this. They lose motivation, all of that good feeling, all of those endorphins pumping through their body are gone. And so again, 40%, you only sign up 2 members. You had 200 leads and you signed up 2 members. And again, guys, I'm being kind of generous here because the numbers that we see every single day sometimes aren't this good. Sometimes they're worse than this, right? So again, great marketing, cool, you got 200 leads, that's awesome, I'm happy for you, but you had shitty systems and you ended up with 2 out of 200. Now let's look at another box, a box that has average marketing, not even great marketing, just average, nothing special, but they have great systems, right? And by the way, marketing costs a bunch of money. Good systems cost nothing, donuts, free. Let's look at those stats. They take in 50 leads. They're only getting a quarter of the lead that the other box got, but they have a good conversion rate for those leads. So the leads click on the ad, they go to the website, but they're going to a specific landing page designed exactly for that person. So if the ad was aimed at mums, the landing page is about mums. If the ad was aimed at young guys who want to get big, the landing page was aimed at them. It's specific, it talks their language, it talks about their results, and it highlights other members like them so that they can relate and go, hey, maybe this CrossFit thing is for me. So they get a decent conversion rate of 50%, right? And on landing pages, 50% is pretty damn high, right? But it's definitely possible. We see it often. So 50% conversion rate, we now have 25 out of the 50 move on and become inquiries. But here's the thing, because the landing page was spot on, at the bottom of the landing page, most of the people that went there that were interested were able to sign up immediately for their intro class, right? They didn't have to have a back and forth of email, table tennis. At the bottom it was, cool, you're interested? What's your name? What's your email? What's your phone? What class do you want to do? Done, you're booked in. That's the end of it. If people want to book in, let's make it as easy, as simple as possible for them to book in. So the majority of people skip the inquiry phase. They're not even inquiring. There is no inquiry. They went to the website as a lead and boom, they're already in an intro. The few people that do end up inquiring with a call or an email, the call is answered quickly, professionally, every single time with a script that has a specific goal to book them into an intro, and the email, same, they're answered promptly with an email response that books them into an intro. So our conversion rate at this point is 90%, right? 90% because the majority of people skip this point. The people who skipped it because they're already booked in, they're 100% conversion. Love it. Then we get to the intro. We've now got 22 at the intro, right, out of our original 50. The intro is a specific class at a specific time designed exactly for these people, right? So it's off to the side. It's not a normal CrossFit class. We're just going to dab their feet into the water of CrossFit, show them what it is. The whole goal here is to get them think, wow, I think I can do this, right? To build their confidence. It's not to go, hey, here's everything about CrossFit and blow their minds. It's about just getting them to the next step. So we have an 80% conversion rate, conversion rate for those who speak English, which is pretty normal for our boxes that have spot on shit hot intro classes. So out of the 22, 17 move on to the on-ramp. Again, it's the same thing. It's a specific class. It's not about trying to blow their minds with 40 movements. It's about looking at basic movement patterns, teaching them the basics of human movement that's going to apply across a broad range of movements once they're in CrossFit. But for now, it's simple, it's easy. We're teaching them 1, maybe 2 cues per movement so they can remember it. It's not about what you teach them, it's about what they retain. And the whole thing is built up over 3 classes, so it's nice and short, so you don't have a bunch of people dropping off. 3 classes, and it builds up at the end of the last class. It's a huge thing. It's a great workout. You've got members coming over, high-fiving. It builds up to an experience. And so we have an 80% conversion rate from there of people who go, yes, let's sign up. Then we have 13 people who sit down with us. We make it very simple. We congratulate them on doing good in the intro. We affirm, hey, you are ready for big boy CrossFit classes. They need to hear that. They need that confidence boost from us, people who know. We explain that we have 2 memberships, this one and this one, but I recommend the cheaper one. The fact that we recommended the cheaper one bowls them over. They weren't expecting that. They were expecting the upsale from the gym. The cheaper one is the 3 times a week, which by the way is, as a coach, what I want them to do anyway. And the majority of them, again, 80% say, yeah, sounds good. We've already done the hard work, so I'm not trying to sell them. I'm just trying to say, here's how you get involved. And they go, yep, that's good, done. So we sign up 13 of the original 50 for a total conversion rate of 26%. 2% was the conversion rate for the box that had great marketing and shitty systems. When we have okay marketing, average, and great systems, we went to 26%. 2 members versus 13. Now, obviously, the ultimate goal would be to have great marketing and great systems, right? If we had the marketing from box 1, 200 leads, and the systems from box 2, then we would have ended up with, I worked it out here, 52 members, right? That's the goal. That's amazing. That's what we really want. But if I have to choose, if I have to put my effort into one place first, and I have to choose between marketing or great systems for the new member experience, systems every single day of the week. So, long answer to a very short question, but it's an important one because I answer it almost every day. Peter, we need more members. What marketing should I do? None for now until your systems are absolutely shit hot, until you're getting at least 80% conversion at every single stage of that new member journey. Focus on the systems. Next question comes from Jake in the US. Jake asks, should I pay my coaches a salary or per class? And this is a great question. This is an important question. And I have an answer, but I know someone who has an even better answer. Wykie, who is our Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa business coach, owner of 2 Fit boxes, and owner of Projects Fit. He's going to answer this one in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Sup guys? Great question, Jake. Hey, here's my answer. If you are a gym owner who also coaches, imagine how much better of a coach you would be if you had no admin duties. If you're an owner who also coaches, you know that during the coaching hour, you are thinking about inquiries and all the admin things you should be doing. That's the same mentality I take for my coaches. I want my coaches to be amazing professional coaches. That's our core product, coaching. That's what we offer. That's what sets us apart from other gyms, is our coaching. So the ideal scenario is for you to just pay your coaches well for doing great coaching and not to overload them and add complexity to the job by adding admin roles. Now, obviously there's a bunch of different ways to skin a cat, but this would be the ideal scenario. If you want help with admin stuff, get admin staff that can focus on that and do well at that. But for your coaches, pay them well, let them focus on that one task, and hope that helps.
Oh, awesome question from Wykie there. Thank you so much, my man. Hope that helps, Jake. Next question is from Aaron in Australia, and Aaron asks, how do you find a balance between 2 partners, one creative and one conservative? So what we've got going on here, and I see this all the time, is you've got 2 partners within a business and they have opposing talents, which is awesome. That's what you need. You don't want 2 people who are creative or 2 people that are overly conservative. You want a good balance in that, right? But that balance only works if each person is in the right spot, right? If you've got one creative and one conservative and you're both making decisions about every single part of the box together, you're just gonna fight. You're constantly gonna be pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing. So the answer is you have to find the right spot for each of you, the right tasks, where you bring the most to the business. And then that is your task. That is your area of responsibility. And you stick to that. You leave your nose out of the other person's business. They leave their nose out of yours. And most of all, guys, you trust each other. You wouldn't have got into this partnership if you didn't trust each other as partners in the first place, right? So you have to say, okay, you know what? You're better off at that side of things. You're better off at the financials and the back end and the accounting and the admin and all that stuff. So that's your responsibility, and I'm just going to trust that you're doing the right thing for the business. And then I'm better maybe at the coaching, the head coach role, the marketing, the creative, the long-term vision for the business. So I'm going to make this my area of expertise, right? And I'm going to stay in my lane, you're going to stay in your lane. We won't always agree. We might even rarely agree with each other's decisions, but we're going to respect them because we know that look, sometimes each of us will make mistakes, right? That's fine, but we'll be able to move at speed, right? So I might make one mistake every now and then, but I'm going to be able to make so many positive decisions because I'm not tied down to having to throw and toss and turn back everything, every single decision between the 2 of us, that I can get at it, right? Now, the problem we see here is that's a great idea until it comes to money, right? Once, if we're talking about financially conservative, then usually the creative person, they need money to reach their dreams, right? To reach their goals or whatever it is that they want to do. So this is the easiest one that I've found, right? And you can pick your own numbers for this, but if I want to make a decision that's either going to cost less than $250 or could cost the business if it went wrong less than $250, I get to make the decision by myself. I don't have to constantly check with each other, right? Within reason. If it's going to cost the business, either it costs us or it could cost us if it goes wrong, between $250 and $500, then I have to just run it by each person, get their thoughts, but I still get to make the final decision whilst respecting, their opinion. If it's going to cost over $500 or could cost the business over $500 if it goes wrong, then we both have to agree. If we don't both agree, if it's not unanimous, then we don't make the decision, right? And this can work for 2 partnerships or 5 or 6. You can scale it, change the numbers, whatever you want. But basically, we're saying, look, we need to be financially conservative, right? But we also need to spend money to make money at the same time. You got to find a healthy balance. And for me, the healthy balance is having autonomy within separate streams of your business, leaving each other alone, doing what you do and doing it really, really well. So I hope that helps, Aaron. For all of you guys out there who are in partnerships, just know the majority of partnerships in business, in any business, fail. This is the number one reason it fails, right? Number one reason is not having everybody in their own lane, not having a good framework and structure to your business. Reason number 2, by the way, is under communication. Not just not talking to each other, but more specifically, not airing out grievances. Something happens with a partner and you go, oh, it's not worth it. Right, that shit builds up and eventually, they put a coffee cup down without a coaster and you end up murdering them because it's all built up, right? Every time anything that you don't like or you don't agree with goes on, just bring it up casually, comfortably, and your partnership will be better for it. Awesome. Okay. Very quick self-promotion. We've got seminars coming up. We just got back from South Africa with the South African Affiliate Summit and the safari that came after it. It was wild. If you haven't seen the video that Wykie put up, that I've shared on my personal page of the safari, check it out. It's a bit of fun. But we have seminars coming out 1 month from today, August 24th and 25th in Auckland. I'll say it again, this is the last seminar we'll be doing in Australia or New Zealand until at least 2020, right? So do not miss this. We won't be doing any more seminars in the Australia region for a very long time. Do not miss this seminar. It is going to be fire. I'm going to be there, Wykie's going to be there, Cody's going to be there. It's going to be huge. Then we've got Dallas, 21st and 22nd of April. That's going to be amazing. That's hosted at last year's sexiest box in the world, CrossFit D-Town. And then Mexico City the weekend after, 28th and 29th of April. Again, that one's almost sold out. Maybe 3 or 4 spots left, I can't remember. But get on that. That's our only South America seminar. First one ever and only one for this year. So don't miss out. Also, private coaching with our amazing team of coaches is available if you want some extra help or accountability or some strategy in the UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, the US, and Canada. Message us if you want to know more about that. All right, next question comes from Sergio in Mexico. Hopefully Sergio is going to be at our Mexico seminar. And Sergio asks, should I put my prices on the website? Good question, Sergio, and you're probably not going to like my answer, yes or no. It depends, right? It's not one of those simple answers where yes, every single time do it. Because if you put your prices on the website and there's no context, you just go, this is how many numbers of dollars we are, and you don't explain your values, then that's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt you a lot, right? Now, the other side of things is if you don't put your prices on your website, yes, you are going to have a limited number of people look for the prices and go, look, if you're not going to tell me the prices, I'm not interested, and then move on. So the answer is whether you do or you don't, you've got to do it well. It doesn't matter what strategy you go with, you've got to do that strategy well. Let me explain. If you want to put prices on your website, that's cool. But you have to make sure that you work your ass off to build value before people get to those prices, right? So if I have a memberships page or a prices page or wherever you're going to put it, I'm going to put it way down the bottom. And people are going to have to scroll at least 2 pages worth to get down there. And at the very top is going to be a quick autoplay video of me saying, hey, thanks so much for your interest in CrossFit ABC. Really look forward to training with you one day. Check out the information and some of our member stories down below. And when you're ready, you can book in an intro at the very bottom. Have a great week and we'll see you soon. Right, something like that. Just quick autoplay and then they scroll down. There's a quick bit of heading about you, not too much text. People don't want to read too much text. And then straight into member stories, right? Testimonials and stories from your members, from a varied group of members that are all talking about how amazing you are. And then maybe a breakdown of the process of, hey, get in touch with us, book an intro, do an on-ramp, become a member so that they can see, they can understand the journey a little bit better. Maybe a few more testimonials. And then a spot where they can book the intro. You really bang on about the free intro if you're running a free intro. And then maybe some more member stories and testimonials. And then at the very bottom, after all of this is done, then, oh, by the way, if you happen to have made it to the bottom of the page, which we're hoping they don't make it to the bottom of the page, by the way, then here's our pricing, represented in the smallest value possible, right? So even if you charge monthly, talk about the prices on a weekly basis because it's going to be a quarter of that price. It looks simple. Now, I'm not doing all of this because I'm trying to hide my prices or I'm ashamed of my prices. I'm doing this because it's hard to express the value of CrossFit through a website. Even with all of these videos and stuff like that, you know yourself that it's hard to express how awesome what we do is unless someone comes into the gym and actually does it. So my only goal is I want them to come into the gym and do it, because when they do it, then they'll go, I get it now. There's nothing I can say that's going to get them to completely understand how amazing this is just on a website, even with video and that kind of stuff, right? So I'm not trying to hide my prices. I'm just trying to say, look, the prices don't matter right now. What matters is that you see how amazing we are, you book in an intro, and then I'll tell you the prices, but I'll tell you them once you have a complete understanding of what we do and the value behind it. So that's how you do it if you're going to put your prices on the website. No worries, go for it. If you're not going to put your prices on the website, then the same kind of rule applies. You've got to make sure that there's direction. So the goal here should be getting them into the intro class, right? Or whatever your first step is, right? So if you're not going to put your prices up, you need to bang on about how amazing the intro class is so much that they forget that they ever wanted to know the prices. They go to the page and go, I wonder where their prices are. And then they see that same video. Hey, thanks for checking out our page. We look forward to training with you. They see your member stories. Maybe on this one, you have a video that you have professionally done of your intro class that shows how accessible and simple it is that anyone can do it. A few testimonials of people who've just done it with big smiles on their faces. And then bang on about how awesome the intro is. And then they can book the intro, some more testimonials. The idea is they go onto that page going, oh, I wonder how much they are. And then you kind of hypnotize them with how amazing your intro is. So all they care about is, I'm booking the intro, right? So the answer isn't as simple as yes, put your prices on the website, or no, don't put your prices on the website. It's look, do whichever one makes you comfortable. Both of them work roughly the same, but you have to work your ass off either way. You either have to build all of the value and then say this is how much the prices is, or you have to build all of the value and say, and pull the focus away from the prices and onto the free intro class if you're not going to have the prices. Cool? So I hope that helps. By the way, if you guys need help with this website-y type stuff, Cody from Wodsites, WODSITES.co is the guy to check out. They create the best websites anywhere. I don't get paid to say this. I have 3 of their websites. I pay for all of their websites. I just strongly believe in them. So check out those guys. Alrighty, last question. Whew, this has been a big one from my man Stu in Australia down in Melbourne. Stu, this was a conversation Stu and I and Wykie had last night. I've noticed a significant drop-off in Facebook results. Is Facebook dead? Look, I don't have a straight-up answer for you, Stu, as we talked about last night. For those who don't know, there's been changes to the Facebook algorithm, and those changes basically mean that Facebook is prioritizing people and conversations between people, friends and family, over pages. So they're trying to bring Facebook back to what it originally was before it became a marketing powerhouse, where it was just people giving each other recommendations, sharing photos of their babies, all of that kind of stuff. What that means for us as business owners is that they're deprioritizing Facebook page posts, right? It doesn't matter whether it's a video or a photo or a text post or a link. They want people to see less of what we put out. And I thought it would take a few months for these changes to take place. But, I put out 4 different articles this week, articles that usually would have got, 10 or 20 shares, 300-400 likes, they would have gone really well. And they've gotten, 0 shares, 2 comments, and maybe 16 likes, right? So it's already starting to impact businesses, and I'm hearing from a lot of bosses. So, is Facebook dead? No. Am I going to have to work a lot harder? Yes, absolutely you are. If you're casual about your Facebook marketing, the time is done to be casual. You've got to take it seriously. That's the only way it's going to work. Now, one of the automatic reactions for a lot of people, and you've got to be careful of this, is to just go, oh, screw it, I'll just go to Instagram, right? Which we want to do anyway, right? We've been looking for a reason because, let's be honest, Instagram is fresh and it's fun and it's cool and it's a nicer, more positive place. It's simpler. The problem is Instagram is not a marketer's dream at all. It's borderline a marketer's nightmare. It's very hard to sell on Instagram. People don't want to be sold. It's very hard you don't have the same flexibility that you have on Facebook with posting links, even posting longer videos, stuff like that. It's just it's not a marketer's tool anywhere near. Now look, some of you might be going, that's not true. Look, if you're a sexy 20-year-old girl, yeah, it is a marketer's dream for you. But for CrossFit boxers, it's a lot harder. The problem with it is you can post on there and you'll feel real good real quick, right? Because of vanity metrics, right? Vanity metrics being metrics that make us feel good but don't actually matter. You'll definitely get a shit ton of likes and comments and follows and all this kind of stuff on Instagram. That's no worries. But at the end of the day, that's not what we're after. The only metric that matters is conversions from the lead to an intro class. And Instagram is notoriously hard to do this, and I think it will continue to be. So what do we need to do? How do we use Facebook? Number one, less content, but better content. Instead of posting shitty photos every day, 3-4 times a day, post one good photo a day or one good video like this a day. Take the effort to learn how to do better videos. It costs the same to do a great video as it does to do a shitty video. Learn the skill. Also, really focus on groups, right? Because groups are still a way when you post into a group, you're posting as a person to other people, and Facebook is still going to give that priority over pages. So focus on group, whether it's your private group with your members or whether you decided to create a local fitness group. That's a lot of work, but it can pay off in big dividends if you decide to create a local information and fitness group for the people in your area. That can definitely work, but it's a lot of work, but it's nice. And I can't believe I'm saying this, building your email list, getting good at email marketing. I'm mostly angry at Facebook for forcing us to go back in time, back to the mid-90s, late 90s to where email marketing mattered. Email marketing was almost dead. And now it's gone back to being one of those few ways that you can directly connect with people. So again, I won't get into that. That's a whole other hour video by itself. But the point is essentially we used to be able to go, you know what, Facebook and Facebook alone, and that will build my business. You know, I've built everything with the affiliate solution pretty much exclusively through Facebook. Now we're having to go, okay, you know what, Facebook is important, quality of content is important, but now I am going to have to spend a little bit of time on Instagram whilst respecting the platform and using it for what it's for, and a bit of YouTube and a bit of email marketing and a lot more face-to-face building relationships, which for me is difficult because, you know, we're active in 36 countries. For you, it's your town. Get out, see people, talk to people, get in front of groups of churches and mums groups and companies. That, by the way, is and always has been more powerful than Facebook. It's just harder. Just because it's harder doesn't mean we don't do it. So I would recommend that above all else. Get out. If there's ever an excuse to get out in front of people, now the Facebook apocalypse is the time. Woo! All right, so there you go, guys. Talking about conversion rates over marketing and why systems matter. Wykie talking about paying coaches a salary or per class. Talking about should we put our prices on our website, and talking about is Facebook dead. I love this one. I had a lot of fun, but I need more questions. We're very quickly running out of questions. So if there's anything you want to know, it doesn't have to be CrossFit specific. It could just be business in general, or motivation, or coaching in general, or anything at all, guys. Really, I love answering these questions. Drop it in a comment below, or you can send us a message and just ask us to make it anonymous if you don't want the world to know that you asked us. No question is too silly to ask, so please go ahead and do that. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Look after yourselves, fight burnout, go do your hobby. If you don't have a hobby, go find a hobby and have an amazing weekend. I love each and every one of you guys. See you later. See you next week. Bye. Mwah.